So I was watching an Isekai series called Wise Man's Grandchild, and it got me thinking, why was this series an Isekai? The setup is about an overpowered main character in a fantasy world, but was originally an ordinary office worker. That fact plays no factor into the series at all. The guy only remembers glimpses of his past life, but is basically a different person from the start. It made me realize how important the setup and use of the Isekai formula is to a series. The Isekai genre is when a character is transported from one world to another. It would be an understatement to say that it has become incredibly popular in anime, but there have been some that barely try to justify their use of the trope. Oversaturation is a thing. Not just Wise Man's Grandson, but also Master of Ragnarok. Ragnarok could be summed up as a generic fantasy series with an overpowered cast including the main character. The only thing that ties it back is that the main character, who I can't be bothered to look up his name, can call his childhood friend on his phone. There is also something about him returning to his world, but that's barely a footnote. The ending has him returning to his own world, but then deciding to go back, that was a great waste of time. A lot of series just default the main character as super special awesome without justifying it properly and it just being stupid. Master of Ragnarok had the main character use historical tactics from his phone, even though this is a fantasy world and the rules should be different. There are many problems with Ragnarok, but that one is just lazy. It could have been a generic fantasy series, but it just slapped on the isekai genre for little to no reason. It changes nothing about the plot until the end and plows on being the trash fire that it is and leaving me so bored. Justification is the word of the day. Let's talk about Saga of Tanya the Evil, the story of a guy dying and confronting God, but he rejects its existence. In response, God, or Being X, reincarnates the guy as a girl in an alternative world resembling World War I. The point of this series is to see Tanya fight in this new world to secure her future and defeat both the countries she is at war with and Being X. A battle not just on the battlefield, but between entities. The trope is made essential through the story beyond being transported to another world. Not only the story, but the main characters, it is now the basis of her existence. Winning and overcoming her opponents is her goal, and the series follows this throughout. It's more psychological than other series, which I appreciate because variety. Another example would be how not to summon a demon lord through the use of the main character Diablo being a high level player of a video game, which explains his high power level. This may seem really simple, but it goes a long way in building a convincing story and world along with the characters. This series was surprisingly enjoyable with some colourful animation and characters. Compare this to just having Diablo transported to the other world with no memory or not being a gamer beforehand. While the use of video games in the isekai genre has been countless times, the reason is due to it being a great setup depending on the story and cast of characters. Game mechanics can be used as either help for the main character like slime or exist as part of the world like Log Horizon. Simple setup equals good results. Some may see this as just another reason why the main character is overpowered, but enough series do something with the use of the video game setup beyond, so I'm okay with it most of the time. Even though I don't care for Overlord, it had a point of being an isekai story with the main character pretending to be a powerful monster while in reality being just a normal guy who was good at a game. Setting up a world to be explored is important, and I feel the best isekai series achieved this. The word generic being used to describe a series can seriously affect my enjoyment of it due to them feeling tired and lazy. Not being creative leads to a series feeling generic, so seeing how different series can overcome this problem is fascinating to me. Through characters or mechanics of the world, these series can stand with the stamp of being part of the genre. If you like this video, please give a like, subscribe and hit that notification button for more content from yours truly. Also follow me on Twitter through the link in the description. Cheers for watching. One day I will find an isekai that pokes fun at the genre I like.